That's it. Good evening, everybody. This was kind of a last minute thing. Kristopher's in Indianapolis with WIBC and his friends down there. If he's got friends down there. just kidding. So I'm going to do the show tonight. Kate, I can't see anybody's comments. So I think I need to, if you can, leave them up there just a little longer.
I will. Right now, we just have the one comment, but I'll make sure that I get them up there and posted for you.
Talk shit on bad government officials. That's what we're going to do, Joey. You know it. We're going to start off with the bad and go to the worst and back to the bad and maybe back to the worst. Who knows? But anyhow, I'm Audie Barber. I'm here filling in for Kristopher H. Bilbrey tonight. He, like I said, he's in Indianapolis with WIBC, his friends down there. Be sure you hit the like button if anybody hadn't said it yet. And be sure you tell Kristopher to make sure you get a hold of them candidates. We don't need just the Democrats. We don't need just the Republicans. We need everybody on the show to do a live interview. It's real simple. I guarantee he's not going to throw you under the bus and all that stuff. So just be on there and be honest with him. And if you're honest, do that as a politician. Be honest as a politician. And that's what I got to talk about tonight. Honest and integrity. I received a message earlier, about 20 minutes before I came on the show. And it said, I took a picture of it, so let me pull it up here so I can read it. Photos. And I'll just read it off here. Audie. And this was from somebody, I'm not giving a name or anything, but it says, Audie, if you may have a few minutes of your time, if I may have a few minutes of time, though I'm not a resident of Muncie, I do have vested interest in a fire department since I am a civilian medic there. I want to propose a hypothetical scenario to you. I guess I need to get my glasses. Let me get my glasses. That makes it easier. There we go. Let's say you are sitting on the city council. Let's say Jeff is the mayor who is trying to do what Dan do to accomplish on the fire departments Monday. What would you do? First of all, when I'm on council and Jeff is mayor, we will do it the right way. If Jeff wants to do it this way, it's not going to happen. I'll tell you straight up. When I get on council, one of the first things I'm going to do is introduce a ordinance to repeal the bot. Okay? It's plain and simple. We don't need, correct, Joey. We do not need a bot. We've got a 3-bid situation that we can bid it out. That way you don't have a broker fee or a middleman or whatever you want to call Mr. Mertz. Bid it out. 3 bids from competent people, competent companies, reputable companies. Bid it out and do it the right way. Save a lot of money that way. I had some questions the other night that I didn't get an answer asked. I guess I should have asked them from the 6:45 to 7 o'clock, but I thought there would be more public input on it on the council meeting, but there wasn't. So once they tabled it, they hollered parliament privilege and said they couldn't speak about it no more. The bot basically. Yes, it does, Joey. And here's the thing about the bot. If they enter into a bot, it is like a lease, okay? So they're actually leasing the building at that point. So what the bot does, it actually allows them to use more on the bond. Instead of taking out a bond, they'll do a lease on it. And then once the time's up on it, the lease is up and they've paid all that money on it, they end up getting the property. But on the, it saves money, it saves room on the bond process, so it doesn't go against the municipalities when it's bonded. So if it's bought, leased, then it does not go against their credit rating for their, yeah, what I just said. But anyhow, on their bond, it doesn't go against their credit on their bonds. So some of the questions I was going to ask the other night was, where was the ad placed on this? They claim that there was an ad placed on this. Where was the ad placed? Was it placed in a public forum that everybody can see, or was it placed on the dark web by Dark Dan? I don't know. To where only people they told to go to this area here could find it. So that's the problem I have with the bot. You've got a first cousin that is a best man at a wedding for Mr. Clark. He stood up with him at the wedding. So that's pretty important to know that they are that close, that he actually stood up and was in Aaron Clark's wedding. So people need to know that. And I've said it before, we need to vet these people before we get in bed with them. There's no sense in going to bed with these people and giving them all this money and giving them all these reign of terror and shit that they're going to cause us and not know who they are. So where was the ad placed? How many people responded to the ad? Because they set up there and said that there was a ad ran, so on and so forth. But where was it ran? Who placed it? Where was it placed? And how many people responded? It was, Joey, it was brought up in the meeting that, I think it was brought up in the meeting that the ad was ran and so on and so forth. So, yeah, give me just a second here. Remind me later. I got one of these computers I don't use much, so I get all kinds of stuff popping up on it. And another thing, Mr. Clark explained to the public that Mr. Mertz had built 30 or 40 of these fire stations. Here's the thing. Mr. Mertz is not building the building. He's in charge of dispersing the money. He'll, be the property owner, so on and so forth. He's got a partner out of Indianapolis. She's a realtor and an attorney. So they've got several different LLCs, just like the LLC they made for Chevy, the old Chevy plant, the solar farm. They made up a Muncie Chevy plant LLC for solar farm or something. So every time they get one of these jobs, well, he's not, Joey, he's not really subbing the work out. He is but he's got somebody else that's finding the companies. I spoke with Mr. Mertz a little bit after the council meeting. He told me that he uses a couple different contractors. One of them he did mention was a union contractor for the carpenters and laborers. Usually if you get into a building situation and you use a contractor, they're usually signatory with the operators, carpenters and laborers, electricians, pipe fitters, so on and so forth. But I know the company that he named the other night is not signatory with the operators union. They are signatory with the carpenters union and the laborers union, but not with the operators union. So that would be a little, up to the union officials to come in and put a stop to that. So he doesn't really build the buildings. He gives it to these contractors and says, "Hey, look, I've got negotiations with this municipality. They want a fire station built. They picked me to hire you. Why do we need to pick him to hire them? Why can't we, as a council or as the mayor, approach these same people and say, hey, look, we need a bid on this. Here's what we need. Here's what we want. Here's our proposed firehouse that we want built." So, but going back to the question earlier, I hope I gave the correct answer. Not the correct answer. I hope I explained it well enough that the gentleman that asked the question understands that if Jeff does this when I'm on council and Jeff's the mayor, we ain't gonna play games like this. We're gonna do it the correct way. We're gonna follow the letter of the law. We're gonna get rid of the first ordinance. First one, ordinance 0124 will be, when I'm elected, will be to do away with the bot, to repeal the bot. So that's first thing on my agenda. I'm hoping that Miss Selvey, the price just has to know. Yeah, and very much so. Very much so. It looks like a house. That's what we have there now. It's a house. Station 6 is a house that has been converted to a fire station. This building looks nothing. The one they proposed looks nothing like a firehouse. We don't need all them gables on it. We don't need all them different hips and pitches and valleys and stuff in that roof. You don't need all that stuff. That's just something else later on down the road that if another administration comes in, will not maintain. And that's the problem. And here's another problem. I know I'm jumping back and forth, but I've not done too many of these shows by myself, so bear with me. Here's another problem we have. Our firefighters right now, since they took over EMS, run from daylight to daylight, okay? They get very little sleep in them firehouses. They get very little time in them firehouses. So maybe we need to get a cleaning crew to come in and help them out. Granted, when we're all at home, we clean our houses, do the laundry and all that stuff, sweep them up the floors, so on and so forth. But when these guys are in there for a 24-hour period and say they're getting, I got to remember, I live on the south side of Muncie, so I hear the fire trucks and the ambulances going out all day, all night long. Maybe we get some help, get people in there to help them clean it, hire a cleaning service to help them come in and clean it once a day. I know when the apprenticeship program out in Daleville for the operators union, and that could be, Joey. Some of the firemen, I've talked to some of the firemen, they've all got their own opinions on which one's the worst. So we'll just leave it at that. But as I was saying, banks, when they close, they have people come in clean. The operators union, They have people come in and clean, deep clean once a week. Some of the places in Ball State even have people come in once the office is closed. They come in and clean. Just because them gentlemen are in there, don't mean we can't maybe hire a cleaning company to come in and clean, help them clean. Because I would say 75% of their days out on calls and stuff. I'm not 100% sure on that, and I can get that information. I'll just have to ask for it. But maybe get a maid service to come in there and help those firefighters out and keep the stations a little tidier. Now with Station 6, once I get on council, I'm going to push to get a new fire station there. I think we can get it built for between $2 and $4 million. We won't have to have the middleman, so we can get it built between $2 and $4 million. We may not get 3 bays out of it, but 2 bays would be better than 2 bays with a new living quarters would be a hell of a lot better than no new bays. So, like the council said the other night, there's some subtractions and additions they'd like to see happen on that fire station. There's some room to negotiate to maybe not have so much space for the fire truck and the ambulance at that station. And until we grow, until City of Muncie grows, I don't know that they need 3 bays at that fire station. And I'm not saying that they do or don't. Those bays are pretty good size, I would say. And I was on a fire department in Selma, Liberty Township Fire Department. I was on there 7 years. And we had our fire trucks stacked in there. They was stacked side by side and 2 deep when we could and right next to each other. And it was hard to get in and out of. But if it comes to that, we can manage that. So that's really not the big issue is where to park the fire trucks inside the firehouses. It's making sure that the firemen stay safe inside them, the living quarters. Annie, I understand that. And here's the thing. If you've been around the firehouses, there's a lot of stuff that sets out in the bays that probably shouldn't be setting out there. There's ways. I had a mold problem in my basement, okay? I didn't tear my house down because I had a mold problem. I took care of the mold problem. You take care of the water. You keep the water from coming in. You make sure the roofs aren't leaking. It's a block building. You're going to trade one. Well, Station 6 is a house. I understand that, but the basement is a block basement. So you're going to trade one block building for another block building. And if you don't maintain them and take care of the water situation, you're going to have the mold come in. So what they can do, Station 6, put up a new station. I understand that 100%. But on the other stations, I think you can go in and revamp them, strip them down, protect the block on the inside to keep moisture from coming in, protect the floors, put that seal stuff on the floors, and keep the moisture out, because the moisture is the big thing. And then if you need airlocks between the bays and the living quarters and things like that, you put it in. Get a price on it and put it in. But $8 million, one of the warehouses, 30,000 square feet, 20-foot tall ceiling. Right. And that's the thing. But you got to understand, fire trucks have water in them. The tankers do. The pumpers do. Usually they got a tank of water in them. And some of them are older, and some of them leak on the floor and stuff. You just got to keep it cleaned up. Dehumidifiers help, but heating and cooling system. I know we're still waiting on the HVAC system for Southway Plaza, of course. That's the only reason we haven't done anything on that building down there is because of the HVAC system. But if you have a proper HVAC system and a proper ventilation in them stations, you can dry them stations out, gut them out, remodel them, whatever, and save a hell of a lot of money. And the ones that need tore down and a new one built, then tear that down and build. $8 million price tag is ridiculous. 100% ridiculous. I've done some research. I've had people send stuff to me. Firehouse up northern Indiana, $1.4 million. Fort Wayne Fire Department. They're building that firehouse, supposed to be open this month. It was a $4 million price tag. So if you can get one for $8 million, why can't you get two or three for $8 million? They may not be state-of-the-art refrigerators and kitchen equipment and stuff, but you got a new building. So, and it's not out of the question. And like that gentleman asked earlier, if Jeff's on the council, well, if Dan's on mayor and I'm on council, I will demand that he follows the rules. And if he don't want to bring it to us as a council, then hopefully there's enough council members on there to not allow him to do that. Do away with the bot, straight up. Do away with that bot right off the bat. Don't give them an option to do that. That way they have to turn it out for bids. I've been hollering bids for 4 years. 4 years. If you go back to look at the first Board of Works meetings and stuff, I was talking about bids then. You got to bid it out. You got, how can you build 5-bedroom house? Hell, yeah, you can build a 5-bedroom house for $400,000. Well, when federal money's involved, Annie, you're supposed to use prevailing wage on it. So it's going to be a little higher, but you're going to get a lot better quality building. Yeah, and yeah, sure they do. Fort Wayne is probably the second largest city in the state, maybe. So I don't know that Fort Wayne dwarfs us. I think, hey, Kate, isn't Fort Wayne a hell of a lot bigger than Muncie?
I don't know, but I can look. Give me a second. You keep talking.
Sorry. I'm acting like Chris now, aren't I?
It's okay.
I think Fort Wayne has a lot more population than Muncie does.
So population in 2023 of Fort Wayne was 346,000. So I would say, yeah, that dwarfs. That's about 5 times bigger.
Dwarfs. I think he might have said it wrong. And Annie, I don't really know exactly. I know where is the federal money coming in from. I don't know. I've not seen any plans on it. I've not seen any prices on it. The only prices we've seen was on that list the other day, and I wish I had took a picture of them. But he also told us, the guy up there giving the presentation said, "Oh, don't worry about them line items. Don't worry about them line items. Don't look at them prices." Yeah, we don't play that shit. We look at them prices. They do, Ryan. They do make us look small. You know, they're 6 times bigger than us. 6 times 6, 36. Yes, when federal money's involved, usually you have to have the Davis-Bacon Act, and you got to pay prevailing wages when federal money's involved. Over, I think it's 250, 300,000, something like that, maybe 150,000. So yes. But like I said, there's ways of taking care of these firehouses without spending $8 million to $12 million on it. And usually on these bids and stuff like this, they'll go through and say, in the fine print, you may read something like a 20% increase is okay. Anything over 20%, you got to get it voted on and pass. And Annie, I don't know if it is or not. I don't know if federal money's used in it or not, you know. If they get a federal grant for some of it, who knows? I don't know. Like I said, I've not got too deep into the money part on it. So I'm not 100% sure on it if there's federal money involved or not. So I don't even know if Dan knows if there's federal money involved or not, because he's not telling nobody where the money's coming from. So, but anyhow, or how they're going to pay the lease on them if they're going to use. And here's another thing. I was talking to the president of the firefighters the other night after the meeting. Yeah, Joe, that's probably about right. No, I would say that the middleman gets probably at least 20%. So 20% of 18 million is $1.6 million for him to write checks to the companies doing the work when it's time for a draw. What was I saying? Oh, I was talking to Chafin the other night after the council meeting. And he told me, he said, we were told 3 fire stations. He said, then we started hearing 2 fire stations. He said, and then when the ordinance came out, or the, not ordinance, the resolution came out, it was only 1 fire station. And then he goes on to say that the mayor told him that their part would be paid out of edit fund. Then he turns around and says the fire department would have to pay $100,000 a year on it out of EMS fund. So I don't know if that would be considered federal money, since some of it's Medicaid and all that stuff. So anyhow, and then right before the meeting, they was told they had to pay $250,000 a year of it. So, you know, they've been told 3 different things too. But just remember, Jason Chafin, he's a master politician. He's got his master's degree and all that stuff, and he knows how to read people. Did you see that one coming, Jason? I don't think you did. I've tried to explain to you. That is correct, Annie. I am glad that I was not endorsed by Jason Chafin and Todd Pursley. I'll never, as long as they're in charge, go to another endorsement hearing from them. Yeah, Ryan, that's right. So I'll don't send me, if Jason and Todd's in charge of that anymore, don't send me an invite. I don't want to come up there and waste my time, because according to your letter, I was one of your biggest supporters, still am one of the biggest supporters of the fire department, fire base EMS, all that. But yet we're going to go a different way. We're going to go with Dan, who lies to me 2 or 3 different times on how many fire stations we get, how much money it's going to cost the fire department, da 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 da. But you gave him your endorsement. Dan has the Jason Chafin and Todd Pursley's endorsement. So he's a bought and paid for man. So, you know, I think I'm going to get out of those type of endorsements. The police department, the FOP, never did call me. I don't know why. Maybe it's because I speak so highly of the police chief they have right now that don't have no balls and won't let his police officers be police officers. Too worried about the liability. That's what he told me. Oh, we're worried about the liability of stuff happening like that. It's too big of a liability. We can't do that. Too big of a liability. So get a new mayor in there. We'll get a new police chief. And like I said, I can be, like Chris has said, I can sit out here and have an argument with you one night and the next day call you and ask you how you're doing. That's just the way I am. That's just the way I roll. A lot of people don't do that. A lot of people, if they get into an argument with you or something, they're mad at you for life. I got one lady that says, oh, you don't know a damn thing about anything going on here. But yet she's endorsing a Republican 30-year-old man that has no life experience per se. Not a whole lot. He's only 30 some, 20 some, maybe only 25. But he will be a good fit for the council, she said. So, just because he's a Republican, is that going to make him oh, wait a minute. He's a rubber stamp for the mayor. He's a rubber stamp for Dan Ridenour. And this same person 2 years ago had an issue with the way stuff was being done at Prairie Creek Reservoir. And she either got fired or she quit. I don't know which one. She says she quit. Somebody said she got fired. So either way, she's not working there. And 2 or 3 years ago, she was bad-mouthing the administration. But yet, here it is election time. Back on the Ridenour train. So you're got to be, let me get my glasses. Yeah, you got to agree to disagree. And I appreciate that, Ryan. Like I said, I'll bring stuff to I won't sit there and light a cigarette on council. I won't do that. I won't only bring one ordinance up. Like I told Chris the other night, I don't know if everybody heard it. Just because I'm not for an ordinance does not mean I won't bring it to the council for a vote, because it needs to be put on record. If a constituent comes to you and says, hey, we need dog poop piled 6 inches high down the streets every day, I'll bring it up. Whether I'm for it or not, I wouldn't be for something like that, but I'll bring it up because a constituent asked me to bring it up. I'm running citywide. I'm not just a at-large member for the Democrats. I'm not just an at-large member for the Republicans. I'm an at-large. I will be an at-large member for the whole community, for the whole city. Democrat, Republican, Independent, Green Party, whatever. I'll be constituent for the whole city. I also wanted to ask, how many of them candidates sat up there on that bench the other night to vote for the, go ahead, Kate, is that you coming in or is that somebody else? Hey, there, look at there.
What's
happening?
Not much.
We're talking a little bit about bot, and we're talking about candidates and some of the stuff I wanted to bring up the other night, but I didn't get to. So that's where we're at.
Well, I've got some good news.
What's that?
I got hired down here at WIBC, so screw you all later. I'm leaving. I won't see you guys again.
Till tomorrow night.
Piss on you. Nope. I'm gone. No, I'm joking.
You have to listen to him on the radio. Did they give you a job?
Right. No. I'm heading back. Holy crap, I'm in the wrong lane and everything. I don't even know what's going on. I'm just driving where I want down here.
That's all right.
Yeah, I got my gun. We'll be good.
Just make sure your windows are bulletproof, right?
Yeah, right. What's going on? I jumped on about 5 minutes ago and started listening to you, but I thought my phone was gonna die. I just got hooked up. Man, this StreamYard on your phone sucks a lot of battery.
Yes, it does.
If you're not hooked up to a good charger, it won't do it.
That's the difference between an iPhone and a Samsung.
Yeah, well, yeah, right.
Hey, Audie, when were you in Liberty Township working at the fire department?
I was on the fire department from about 1993 to about
Yeah, last time I wasn't on and had like a bunch of guest hosts, everything went to hell.
I was on there till about 1999 no kidding.
Oh, I didn't hear you. There was a little bit of delay. Say something. Okay.
I was on the fire department up until about 1999 in Selma on Liberty Township. We actually had a structure fire at Prairie Creek Reservoir. The old maintenance shop had burnt down. and we was out there fighting the fire, and the block walls actually just collapsed, and the roof system that was left actually fell in on 2 firemen that were in there, and me and another guy. Don't ask me how we got it, but they were trapped underneath this ceiling, and me and another guy, he was a big boy, okay? Me and him picked the whole roof system up off those firemen, and my brother Carl crawled underneath there and pulled them out. We actually got a hero award out of that, which it's not that big of a deal. That's the reason this is the first time I've ever mentioned it, and I don't think I've ever mentioned it to Chris, but we were honored and everything. But so I've been in the fire field before. I know the carcinogenics and all that shit that
Indianapolis Fire Department hook and ladder right next to me right now.
Yeah. So, I'm very firefighter. I love firefighters. I've got firefighters on Muncie Fire Department. I got family members on the Muncie Fire Department.
Hold on, I gotta hook you into my Bluetooth so I can hear you. I'll be right back.
All right. Get out of there. This is the barber shop tonight, son. But anyhow, I've got family members on Muncie Fire Department, so I just want it done the correct way. Going back to what I was getting ready to talk about, the candidates sitting on the council members the other night, I was going to ask them how many of them were endorsed by the Muncie Fire Department that are current candidates, and ask them if Chafin had contacted them the night before, like he'd done some of the other ones, to find out how they were going to vote for the new firehouse. So that's an issue. I don't know that fire departments, the city of Muncie Fire Department, should be getting in that deep with politics. Give an endorsement, don't give no money. Endorse the person for the person, not because they're going to raise the lit tax for you. Because I said, and I told the Muncie Fireman, I said, I'm not going to raise that lit tax. I said, you guys make about $4 million a year on your EMS and stuff. I said, maybe we can figure out a way of using some of that money. City Munis. Don't need to know how the sausage is made. You ought to see them make the donuts on Tuesday morning. Anyhow, so I was going to ask that. Issues with the fire have never been brought up. Okay, we talked about the bid process, how many bids was received or not received, where it was posted and all that. They showed us a quick 30% picture of the blueprints for the building, 30%. So, and that gives the firemen and the brass, not the chiefs, the brass, input on them. So, and I think the firemen should have input on them. The firefighters should have input on them. They've never been properly maintained since they were built. So, keep the water out and maintain them and put good HVAC systems in it and dry the water up inside the buildings. That'll help a lot. It says GM is a third party. They won't be building the building. He's just the in between guy. So he's just the broker. So Charles and Schwab or whatever he is, I don't know. Are you back on? Good for you, Audie, for going on.
Well, I'm trying to figure it out. I'm trying to figure out why the volume's so damn low. Hold on here.
Hit that button on the side of your phone. Yes, Ryan, I agree. I've been saying, and that's the reason I was not endorsed by the Muncie Fire Department, because I told them in the meeting that I would not raise the lit tax unless it was the absolute last alternative. Probably too soon. They need to stay out of the politics and make sure their men are taken care of. We don't need to give endorsements to them. You know where that money comes from? That money comes from the union paying dues of firefighters. So, and here's the thing. They've endorsed Republicans and Democrats. Hopefully to get votes, they think. I don't know. Here's what I'm asking. All candidates that were endorsed by the Muncie Fire Department President Jason Chafin, I'm asking you to return your endorsement. Give them their endorsement back, send them their $500 back, and say thank you, no thank you. Because if they expect you to vote this way when you're in office, what will you do? Will you do the right thing, or will you let whoever's mayor use the bot and allow a broker to broker the deal and cost an extra, at least 1.6 million, I would say, an extra 20%. That's my guess. I'm not 100% sure on that, but yeah, it doesn't matter what the percentage is. It may be 25%, it may be 15%, but it's still a percent that that person is, as a broker, is getting that we don't need to pay for. So not too many comments tonight. So maybe, I don't know, maybe there's not very many people on here. But we will be watched in tomorrow by a lot of people.
There you go. Now I can hear you.
Now you can hear me.
Yeah, rock and roll. Hold
Did
on.
you say something?
Yeah, hold on.
Huh?
Can you hear me? Oh, hold on. Let me put this back in my holder so I don't crash and die.
Yeah, no kidding. So we got Chris on here now. So Chris, you gonna share with us why you was at WIBC to have a big party?
Yeah.
Tonight?
Yeah. Night out with WIBC nonsense.
Okay. So me and my wife went to a haunted house over in Anderson the other night.
Yeah, how'd that go?
It went pretty good. We met Rupert from Survivor.
Yeah, he's a big libertarian.
He's a big libertarian. He said he ran for, and he did. I remember he ran for governor a few years ago. And, you know, I should have asked him about rainwater, but I didn't. I didn't want to burden him too much.
What?
I mean, we sat there and talked for 5 to 10 minutes, but, you know. There was other people wanting to talk. He talked a lot about Survivor. He's got a book that he.
Are you there?
Yeah. Are you? Are you there? Turn your phone sideways.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Turn your phone sideways. That's what he tells me all the time. Turn your phone sideways.
The city of Munis has informed me that going hands-free won't save you from his holes, Kristopher.
He's still in Indy.
Check.
I can hear you, Chris. You just can't hear us. Try again.
Can you hear me? Are you saying yes?
I can hear you. He's back. He's blacked out again, it looks like. So he'll figure it out. We hear you. Ryan can even hear you. We're talking to him, but he can't hear us. So you two worked. Thanks, Dark Dan. You're right. You're right, buddy. At least Kristopher does. Says the sound. Yes, this mayor's put a lot of stuff through. A couple years ago, last summer, I was bitching about the extra money they was spending on a manhole and some structures, 3 times, 4 times the amount. It went through.
Hey, Audie.
Yes.
So sorry, somebody called me right as I got connected, and it screwed everything up. So you were just talking about that deal again, that same place where you were griping about the manhole. Is
Yes.
that deal going through? I knew there was a sanitary district meeting. Oh, real quick, that's big. I could probably do this tomorrow. Have you guys talked about the Board of Works meeting today?
No, we haven't. I didn't get to watch it yet. I was really busy at work today, so.
Okay, well, so I was supposed to go to the Board of Works meeting today.
Yep.
And I got to City Hall before the Board of Works meeting started, and I got a phone call, and I had to take it, and so I didn't get to go inside. I was sitting outside. And I was trying to get inside before it ended, and by the time I got in, it was over.
It was that quick?
Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know how long it lasted, but I was on the phone for a minute. But I got a couple messages from people who said that they did some. See, I was going to go today to bitch about what they did last week about that kid.
On the noise ordinance, yes.
And I heard that they did some more nonsense again today.
Well, let's just hope and pray that the voters of Muncie realize what they're doing and use this in the Ball State area to get some votes. If these people are getting turned down, you can do it, but you can't be loud doing it. So
yeah, right. Well, and it's like that kid said last time. I mean, I shouldn't call him a kid; he's an adult, but a young college guy.
Young man.
They are not a house sanctioned frat. So in order for them to do stuff, they have to specifically have all their ducks in a row, and they have to have they can't just do an unsanctioned party like that.
Right.
They have to have all of that stuff for the university to say yes, you can. So when they go to the Board of Works like that, and the Board of Works tells them no, then the university won't allow them to do it.
And here's the problem. They're opening themselves up to the liability because they'll allow other frat houses. They allowed this gentleman to 2 weeks ago, allowed him to have a party on the 31st of October, but won't let him have one on the 28th of October or whatever date it was.
Yeah.
Which is nonsense. Nonsense.
Yeah.
They're acting like the Gestapo.
Yeah, it's crazy how they're doing things like that.
If these kids if these Ball State students would go in there and I don't know, I shouldn't say that.
Well, I'm just saying, Yoko Duo had the best line ever, and I meant to go in there today and say that, and I promise you guys I will get in there. I hate having to wait till next Wednesday, but I will go in there and I will address this, because what they're going to do is they're going to force people. Anytime you start heavy-handing stuff like this, and you start trying to regulate people's fun activities, prohibition didn't work and all of that stuff. Right. When you start trying to have morality police, what that does is that draws a line between the people, and you make relatively other good people bad people because of what they're doing.
Right.
And you drive that stuff underground, so you get people drinking and driving and doing other things.
But they've got enough, Chris. They got enough people there. If they fill that courtroom, that shit'll stop.
Yeah.
Look, we've got 500 voters here that have a problem with the way the Board of Works is issuing these permits. And we're all voters here in Delaware County, city of Muncie.
Well, Jackie Fisher just got on here and said that the Muncie Board of Works voted this morning to place a hold on approving noise exemption requests through the end of the year. Per Ted
everything.
Baker, he will be meeting with the chief and other community entities to address the approval criteria. I thought he had already been meeting with the chief. And
Yeah.
Well, that's what Jackie sent me this morning. Is she thought that they I thought they had already been doing that. Hey, Kate, while you're there, I know Audie doesn't know how to do it. Can you pull up the Board of Works and see if we can play that and look at it, and we can get Audie's opinion and everybody else's?
Sure.
Yeah, we can do that.
Give me a few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah, can I do it from my phone? Would that work?
No.
Okay.
She can pull it up, put it on the screen like we do.
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah. So we can all, you know how we do that.
Yeah.
So I didn't mean to bust in and
Oh.
I mean.
Oh no, I was just about done. I'm glad you finally came on. I was going to talk a little bit about the Republican Party. It's the first time since the beginning of the United States of America that they have impeached a Speaker of the House.
Well, yeah, I was just listening to Rob Kendall talk, and I tell you, I wish I would have recorded what he was saying, and I hope that he reiterates some of what he said tonight, maybe on his show tomorrow.
He probably will.
For the listeners, I will be on WIBC this Friday at 8 a.m. Now,
Okay.
I'll be there at 8 a.m. It might air at 11, but I'll let you guys know. But I will be there at I'll be there at 8 a.m. I don't know if we're going to go live or if we're going to record and it'll appear at 10 or 11, but I'll let you guys know.
And some of the good things about IBC is a lot of those commentators are down to earth. They're not really far left. They're not really far right. And they're, fairly good people for the most part. Sometimes they get a little heavy on the support of certain presidential candidates and stuff on one of the shows of the morning. But, that's his choice and privilege. It's his show. So, and if you don't like it, change the channel. You can do the same thing here.
Absolutely.
If you don't like me
No,
co-hosting,
you can't do that.
No, you can't do that.
Yeah.
This is democracy. If you don't like me being here, tell Chris I won't be back on.
I've got that meeting ready to go if you're wanting me to play it.
Yeah, hold on one second. If Audie keeps telling people to change the channel, he won't be back.
Share this with everybody you know 100,000 times.
Right. Yeah. You can go ahead and play that up if you want. How long is it?
7 minutes? No, I don't know.
Oh,
It's 22 minutes long.
Oh, well, you can just go. I mean, if you just play, do me a favor. If we can play the Craig part where we hear what Craig says, that's generally pretty quick. And then you can fast forward to the exemption part. And then I can break it down tomorrow.
I'll do my best.
Thank you, ma'am.
You got it, Kate. You're the producer. You know how it works. Got faith in you.
We have a motion to accept and approve the minutes as presented.
Craig Wright today.
There you go.
He sent out the claims yesterday. He covered a few
It's the other white
claims
wiggly.
in his email. There's one on page 8 for $63.53. That was for the Muncie Fire Department purchase of a drone, $5,000 of which was from a ball grant. Page 18, there are two claims for a little over $33,000 apiece. Those are for the fire and police pension Medicare insurance supplements. Then under the EFTs, there was a little over $15,000 payment for a loan with Star Bank for police vehicles, and a little over $278,000 to UMR, which is our health insurance.
You notice that's all they
That'll
discussed.
open it up for any questions.
So do we have any questions?
That's all they discussed is fire, how much
on
they spend
page
on fire
7 and on
department,
page 16.
police department, and
There are a
health
couple
insurance
of
and all that.
claims that are, I think the description is not clear enough.
Mhm.
They're for reimbursements, and just for audit purposes, I think we ought to put in there what they're reimbursing for.
Yeah, we'll touch base.
Not gonna happen,
with those
Linda.
departments.
They're
Other
not
than
gonna
that,
give
I
it
had
to
no
you.
questions. It's mostly insurance and utilities, the usual.
The cost of doing business as a city, right?
Yes.
Lola, do you have any questions?
I just have a quick question. On page 16, the $5,000, it says City of Muncie, City Advertising, Legacy Village, West African, and then the rest is cut off. What is that for?
That
Curiosity.
is for advertising at the new restaurant up here on Granville.
What?
Advertising for
That's advertising for the city. It's African Legacy Village African cuisine.
Okay. Cuisine.
Advertising
Cuisine.
for the
Thank you
city.
so much.
You're welcome.
they're advertising for
I'd
Do we have
like
any
private
comments or
businesses?
questions from
I'd like to
anyone in the
see
public?
what advertising that is.
Yeah, no kidding.
Do we have a
How much
motion
they give
to
for
accept
campaign
the
funds?
claims as presented?
I move approval of the claims for $518,265.
Second.
Okay, do we have any other comments or
That
questions?
claim should
Okay, great.
contain
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
utilities for the
Aye.
city,
All opposed?
for the
Thank you very much.
YMCA.
Motion carried.
It
And if
should.
it
Thank you,
doesn't,
Matt.
they're hiding it.
We don't have any
it's been 2 months
unfinished
now.
business, but we do
Right.
have some new business. We have a street closure application.
Uh-oh.
And we have, I think we have someone here from there. If you would want to stand up and come to the mic and state your name.
My name's Linda Gibson,
Morning.
And Linda, you are with,
the Buttonhole Bar.
and
Let's see how this goes.
Buttonhole.
you are requesting a road closure, 7th Street from Hoyt to Mountain Street,
Yes,
South Mountain.
sir.
Okay. And how long an area is that?
Maybe like a
For
quarter
city.
of a block both ways.
Okay.
Kind of
You know
just makes our
they're
building
all-
look like a triangle, sort of, I would say.
Right. Yeah, I pulled a map out and looked at it. So,
Oh.
I'm okay with that.
We don't know where the
Um,
buttonhole's at. We don't know where Mountain Street
Can
is.
I just want to ask you a question.
Oh, wait, he lives out by.
What-
Oh,
Just
the-
at a block party and fundraiser and such. What type of noise, music is this?
Okay,
gonna-
so
Let me
we're doing a
guess.
cornhole tournament during the daytime hours from noon to whenever it's over for Brandon Garrett, local candidate
Oh.
running for city council.
Yeah, ain't gonna
And
approve
then
it.
we're doing a band from 6 to 9, so everything will be cleared out at 9 o'clock.
Okay,
So,
and one of the things you'll have to watch is that there's not a noise variance
Right,
anymore for that.
right.
So
You won't have to watch.
talk to the chief of police about that too,
just got to
so.
be aware
Yeah.
that there's concerns.
If they
there.
call the police, turn the music down a little
Do you have
bit
any questions
Oh,
or
this
comments?
pisses me off.
and then
Do
turn it up
you
when they leave, right?
Anticipate alcohol usage out there on the
Right.
street?
Yes, I have a catering license to be able to serve outside our
Yeah,
building.
it's
Already
a
applied that. I have my
bar,
copy
Linda.
with me if you need to see that. And then
She's
that
got
way,
permits,
that'll
so
all
she
be
takes
cleared
the
up too, like
liquor
at
out of
9
the
o'clock,
bar.
and then everybody
He
can
has
go
to have a
inside
special
or
permit for that.
Do you have additional security or anything?
I
because of it?
have
None of your
men that
business,
would be there. I
Linda.
mean, not police officers. We've never had any problems there at all, ever. And we've not really, like I'll
It's a
say, put
fundraiser.
flyers out everywhere. We're just kind of doing it locally.
Yeah, I
So-
just raise that question so that you're aware and
Yes.
You don't need,
anticipate
they're a bar.
what
They-
you would do
don't
if you
need
do
to-
have problems. I mean,
We will make sure it's taken care of. I
Yep.
promise you
If
that.
we
It will
have
shut down
problems,
immediately.
dial 911.
yeah, we
Are you
had,
gonna allow people to
as you
smoke
know, an
cigarettes?
incident this
Mhm.
summer that we certainly didn't anticipate, and you just never know.
Yeah, we had qualms about that because of that. So.
Okay, do we have a motion to accept this street closure?
I move
I am-
approval of the street
I am
closure
mad that
application.
I did not-
I'll
I'm
second.
mad at myself that I
Any
did
comments
not
or questions?
get that meeting today.
Okay, all those in
I'm taking
favor
care of
signify by
something
saying
I
aye.
had to take care of.
All opposed?
I'm
Okay.
so mad.
Thank you,
Um,
sir.
And
You know that
we'll sign the documents. Lacey will
You know
have
them
those for
meetings
you.
only
after
last
the
30
meeting.
minutes.
So-
Okay,
Close,
thank you
so-
very much. I appreciate it.
We're going to talk about, while you're coming up, Alan, I think you're with community development, right? One of the things that
Are
I
you getting noise
want
ordinance?
to just
There it goes.
discuss real quick as you're preparing, we have, I would like to propose a motion for our board to put a moratorium on any noise ordinances through the remainder of the year. There's just been some road bumps and some questions along that way. Since this is the end of the year, there's really not a lot of noise ordinance variances that we have to give. But we want
You
to
don't know.
do this correctly and we want to do it properly within the law, but we want to make sure that the community and the citizens are taken care of too. So we're going to be having some time together with the police chief, with city officials, and it's also been recommended that we talk to the city council and the public works committee there, so that we can do this in a comprehensive way, so that it's very clear and such. So I would make a motion to put a moratorium on all noise variances for the noise ordinances for through the remainder of 2023.
Yeah, Christmas has been canceled. Thanksgiving has been canceled.
Do you have any comments or questions?
Yeah.
Anybody else in the public have comments or questions?
You think if they were still holding Mardi
Okay,
Gras,
good.
that they would still allow Mardi Gras to go on?
All those in favor,
Oh,
say
hell
aye.
no.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed?
Wait
And
until-
we'll give updates as
That
we
is
know.
so
But
disgusting.
we
Wait
just
till
want
they
to
have
make
an
sure that we keep
outdoor
our community
concert
safe.
and allow
That's the number one
a
issue.
noise
So-
ordinance.
Okay,
And
Alan,
these
sorry
people
about
say,
that.
"Oh,
Thank
wait a
you.
minute. You can't give it to the people, but you can give it to your
So
own
I've
town."
got, well, so the
city?
first contract I have for you guys is the annual renewal for asbestos inspection services. This is with Donovan's Inspections. So in 2021, Community Development did a competitive bid process for asbestos inspections. And Donovan's Inspections.
I just wanted to hear that. Screw that.
Since we're dumbasses on the board of works, nobody can have any fun. We're canceling recess at schools. No loud music in your cars. Nobody out after 9 o'clock.
Yeah, right.
Because your car's a little too loud. Sidewalks will be rolled up at 5:30 a.m. Don't get caught on the streets because
Yeah.
you'll be in violation of noise ordinance for walking down the street because you're too loud.
Yeah.
These people's got to
Hear
go.
Hear that clippity clop clip? Yeah. Jackie messaged me today, or somebody did. I don't know who. I thought it was Jackie.
Right.
Maybe it wasn't. It might have been somebody else. Somebody messaged me and said that he looked like he was real nervous. Now I didn't see like throughout the whole meeting. I'm in my car.
Dark Dan said, "Keep orgasms to a whisper." I think it's Dark Dan. It's City of Munis, so I'm assuming.
Yeah.
No loud farts after 9 p.m.
I am so absolutely disgusted
Yes.
at the city of Muncie. How they feel, how Dan Ridenauer feels like how anyone would want to move here and start a business. Somebody comes into money and they want to start a restaurant, or they're going to start a
Concert
bar
hall.
or something like that. A concert,
Yeah.
that's no ridiculous.
Yep. So when Ball State's out there playing in their band practice,
Yeah.
people call the police on them. They got to shut them down, right? Noise ordinance. If they're above so many decibels. Hey, I had a town use this on me one time, Chris. I was running an American Legion, and we'd have parties on Friday and Saturday nights. We'd have bands, and this is an American Legion.
Yeah.
And the town would send their police department down and harass the patrons coming in, follow them, say their license plate lights was out and all that kind of stuff. And the town done everything they could to shut us down. We actually bought a noise ordinance or a noise monitor. We would go outside and make sure we wasn't above 94 decibels and all that shit, or whatever it was back then in that little town of Daleville.
I heard your brother went to a town board meeting. What'd he do?
He went in there and he says, he went in there. He was the commander. He's a vet. So he was the commander of the post. And he proceeded to tell them off. And He got in there
Like
and
that.
raised up his hand and said, "Hi, Hitler!" Because there's a bunch of fucking Nazis, or a bunch of Nazis.
Yeah, you're fine. It's ridiculous, man. It's absolutely that kind of stuff. That it serves no purpose. They think they're gonna. This is how Dan is planning on solving the violent crime in Muncie.
Yep.
He's gonna stop people from having parties.
Stop them from having loud music, not from having parties. Now you can still have your party. Just be aware that you can't be loud.
Yeah. Here's what you do.
Hey, I tell you what, if this board works alone does not get Dan beat, there's something bad wrong with these voters in this town. The board of works alone, Ted Baker and Linda, listen, Linda, listen, listen, Linda.
Wait, who?
Whatever the other girl's name is that lives 6 counties away. Lola Mauer.
I'm sorry, guys. I have a different view on this. If they're not even willing to hear the noise variances, I say it's a fucking free-for-all.
It's a free-for-all.
Free-for-all. Go out and have your fun for the 2 months while they ain't even willing to talk to you about it.
Right. There's a moratorium on them listening to variances.
Yep.
So I say, have at it.
Have at it. Get out there, get loud, get noisy,
Get loud and rowdy. Let me tell you what's going to happen. We seen this happen not too long ago with the Muncie Sanitary Department. They used to come out and scope people's sewer lines for free and find out where the plug was, where the problem was. Now they're charging $100. You mark my words, October 4th, 10-4, good buddy. You mark my words that they will come out with an application fee for these noise ordinance parties, and you'll have to pay $100 to have a noise ordinance. You mark my words on it. That's where this is headed. Well, let's charge them $100 for it and see if they still want to have their party.
Yeah.
What are they going to do when the fire trucks go out at 3 o'clock in the morning? And
oh yeah, I'm gonna complain.
You know, fire trucks are blaring down an empty road. Why do you need all that?
Yeah. Why do you need all of that?
That's what Ted
Waking
would
up
say.
everybody.
That's what Ted would say.
As he rubs his hands together.
That's what Linda would say.
Yeah. No, Linda would say, "Hey, is there any alcohol there?"
Yeah. Hey, are they going to have alcohol in them fire trucks? It's a freaking bar. Hell yes, they're going to have alcohol. And that lady that applied for the special permit to have her liquor license to have alcohol outside knows the rules. She contacted the state, the tobacco alcohol firearms.
They're not trying to screw around with their liquor license at all.
Hell no. If they take alcohol outside, they lose their liquor license.
Yeah.
That woman knows what she's doing. She's running her business.
I still can't get over what they did to the people at the Oasis.
Oh. I wonder if they got Dan Ridenhour signs up out front.
I wonder if the Oasis has Dan Ridenhour signs. That's hilarious. I'll drive by there tonight on my way home. Oh, crap. I bet I'm getting tagged by a cop. Let's see.
Why stop at $100? We'll offer a noise permit, party permit, so we can collect taxes on the party cover. Genius. Sorry, Dark Dan. I didn't realize you didn't think of that already. That's what's going to happen, though. They're going to start charging an application fee. You watch and see. If Dan's administration gets in there and they keep these idiots on that board of works, that's what they'll do.
Yeah. No, I'm on the interstate, so it would have been a statey pulling me over a troop would have been getting me, but he said I got too much going on, and we would have been recorded. We would have been streaming live. He'd have been like, I would have been beat. He'd have been like, turn that camera off. I'd be like, I'm doing a show.
He'll say, are you one of them what do they call them?
Oh yeah, I would tell him I don't answer questions. I'm traveling.
Can I see your ID? Here's mine. Just barely roll your window down. Stick.
Yeah, like this.
What was I doing wrong?
I don't
Why are
tell
you
me what I was
detaining me?
doing. I am traveling.
Why are you detaining me? Where are you? I am not telling you where I'm going.
Do you have an emergency right now?
Yeah.
What crime did you expect me of committing?
I can't tell you.
Am I free to go?
No.
It's not a commercial vehicle.
No, you're being detained. We got suspicion.
I am the living man.
We got suspicion you're carrying a pipe in your car, buddy.
Yeah, right. I am the living man. I got a fishing pole in back.
Do you have a
gun
permit?
by my leg.
Do you have your fishing permit?
I am the living man.
They'd probably run your driver's license information and find out that you got a gun permit, and they would probably haul your ass to jail because you didn't tell them that you had a gun in your car.
Yeah, right. No, you know what I do? Hey, no, Joe, you know what I do? They come up, and I give them the secret handshake, and they say, "Oh, okay,
Sorry, officer.
have a fun night." And I'm like, "Okay."
They say, "Sorry, officer," don't they?
Yeah, right.
Flash your badge at them.
Yeah.
Get Sproles to give you a badge from the badge factory down there.
That's hilarious.
I think you can buy about any badge for about any town on eBay.
I've got several of my own already still.
Yeah. So, you know. Oh, you was a cop at one time?
That's hilarious.
Your mom let you out of the basement tonight?
I'm recording live in the basement.
Live in the basement in a moving vehicle.
That's hilarious.
I'm just glad I didn't have to go over there and get in the basement.
Right. What? I was going to say something before that cop. Hold on. Let me see what is. Hold on. Back up here. Because you were saying something. Someone says, "Oh, what happened at Oasis?" So, Shireen. Bite my tongue. I am so sorry.
I feel like I got hemorrhoiders.
Charlize.
I think Dan left it in too long or something.
A couple of weeks ago.
Bad boy.
It might have been when you were at. I think you took a little hiatus, but
Oasis wanted to have a party.
Wanted to have a party that they've had for a couple. Was it the second year?
Yeah, it was their second annual.
The new owner. It was their second annual party.
Yeah.
And they wanted to have noise, get a noise exemption until like 11 o'clock. And they told them no. And they had already like done a whole bunch of advertisement with WLBC. They had already.
Yo, buddy.
They had a pretty big band or two booked. And they told them no. And they said, you can still have your party. Just remember, you can't be loud. Be cautious. And it was ridiculous. I mean, it was just ridiculous how they treated her as a business owner in the city of Muncie, who's not up there asking for tax abatement, who is not up there doing a bunch of craziness. It was just total insanity. Total insanity. It was really what kind of kicked off their craziness with everything. They had been telling a couple people here and there different things, but that was what really kicked off this insanity. That's that. Oh, I remember the other thing I was going to say. Good Lord. Besides the Board of Works meeting today, I've got to say, and I don't want to play it tonight. I'm going to play it tomorrow, and I'm going to go through it in great detail. The Dan Ridenauer put out his about a 10-minute community update this evening. Or I listened to it this evening. He put it out this morning.
This morning, yes.
And he talks in that update. He finally, after like 12 days, tells us that the fire chief has resigned, but he didn't say who he's appointed as interim chief or as the new chief. He didn't say anything about it. Okay, that's that. He talks about the arts walk and soup crawl or whatever's coming up. And then this man goes on to say that outside of New York and LA, Muncie has one of the biggest art scenes in the country. It's outside of New York and LA, we have the biggest art scene. And then he says, we don't know that for sure, but we believe it.
Yeah.
And it's like, that is the epitome of your entire, that is your slogan for your entire time in office.
That's how
We
he
don't
does
know
shit.
what we're talking about, but we believe it.
And just remember
You need to,
the analysis on the parks. What is there,
Yeah.
65,000 people in Muncie? So that means everybody had to visit the parks 10 times this summer. Every person in the city of Muncie had to have had a cell phone and entered these parks 10 times this year. Everybody.
see what Dan's going to be the fire chief now.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
hilarious.
Good idea. Good idea. Why not? Hell, he can't do the other two jobs he's doing, and I guarantee he can't be the fire chief, so he can't do that job either, so.
Individual neighborhoods on any given weekend has a larger one. That, Austin, Houston's the third largest city in the country. You're telling me that my brother used to live in Houston, and him and his wife had a business in the arts community in Houston, and it was as big as Muncie. I mean, you mean to tell me that Muncie's arts community is bigger than Austin, Texas, where all of the people are moving, all of like the libertarian people are moving, and the kind of the hippies are moving and creating this kind of bohemian type of place. It's bigger than Chicago. It's bigger than San Francisco. Are you for real?
Yeah, you know why? Because he allows them to paint on the paint stuff on the boxes for the stoplights and stuff.
That's still
So
that's fine.
we've got art on every corner.
He also believes that he has that he's paving roads with people he hired this year.
Yeah. Yeah. And 3 of them's quitting in this. 1 of them's quit and 2 of them put their 2 weeks notice in. So
Karen,
good luck
the
getting snowplowed this year.
Yeah, right. The statistic came from Dan Ridenhour's mouth, and you can hear him say it live on the City of Muncie's Facebook page in his community update. We'll play it on here on the show tomorrow, and we're going to break it down because he also talks at length. He talks at length about the resolution from Monday night.
Oh, really? I'll have to watch it.
Yeah. You'll have to watch it.
Now, folks, there's a certain way you can tell if Dan's lying or not.
Yeah.
When his lips are moving. he's
Yeah.
lying.
Yeah.
If his lips
Hold
aren't moving, he's not lying.
I'll be right back. Stay right there.
Okay. Marcus is still enemy number 1 of Muncie. Hey, I tell you what, they do. Whoever's doing the artwork on the building at 8th and Walnut, If you guys haven't seen that artwork, that guy's fantastic. Does a hell of a job. If I ever needed a building painted, I would get that guy to paint the stuff on it. He's very good. Check the corner of 8th and Walnut. They're putting a new business in there, and it's really looking good. The building's coming along really good. So go down and check it out. It's really good. Leon Crosby. Is that who's doing it? Stumblefoot? I don't know. I don't know, Dark Dan. However you want to pronounce it, I guess. Yeah, that guy's very talented. Does a heck of a good job with painting. Realistic. Very realistic looking. Yes, that's correct, Charlize. They've got a lot of artsy stuff out there too. Hey, there you are on the other side.
How'd I get over there?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Turn your phone sideways.
I can't.
What do you mean you can't?
It's been like that the whole time. It's
I know.
because of how
I said it earlier when you couldn't hear me.
Yeah, it's because it's how it's connected and charging.
That's what
If
I
I
need to
do
say
it-
to you next time, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Get you an iPhone.
I would bet you New Orleans has a significant amount of art. Yes! I didn't even think that. I mean, we could probably name 15 other cities that
I bet you
are
could
bigger than
name
Muncie.
500 other cities. And that's just from my what do you say it was? His take on it or whatever?
Yeah, that's just his opinion. Nashville, Miami.
No, Nashville has none
What?
because they're not allowed to play loud music anymore.
Are they not really?
Yeah,
Well, they
because,
don't have any other art.
because Ted and Linda said so.
You're an idiot.
They've had to take all the lights down in Vegas because it's too bright. People can't sleep. It interrupts the sleep of the people on the space center or the space. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? They've got to turn the lights off at Vegas because it's too bright. They can't, too bright shining in the windows of the space station.
Area 51.
We have smoother roads.
This side of the Mississippi too.
I gotta get I can't believe I'm gonna be 53 next week.
You're blind, dude.
Yeah, no kidding. There we go. Well, plus it's a little screen, so I was gonna have Darla hold this Mountain Dew bottle here all night long. Look like my microphone.
Tape it up. That's hilarious.
So is there any news that you need to share with us tonight?
No, I think that's about it. Wynn is right now in Robinson doing their interviews. I've not heard from Ridenauer yet, and I messaged Robinson today and said I need a date. I said I need a date. I need a date. So I'm just getting back from the Indy thing, so I got to look at my messages and everything. I don't know. It may be in there.
Are you driving without any hands? Look, Mom, no hands.
Yeah, I'm stopped right now.
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna need to get ready to run off here. You can shut it down. Thank you.
Well, I don't know how. Yeah.
Well, I mean, you and Kate can do that.
I hope you pay out lots of money.
Well, yeah, lots of money. She gets lots and lots and lots of money. We make millions here. Didn't you hear Lewis say it?
Charlize, who's DB? Is that DB Cooper?
Heard from DB. Dale Basham.
Oh, Dale Basham. I thought it was DB Cooper.
Yeah.
Wasn't that guy amazing?
Yeah. Very cool.
I mean,
I'm obsessed with that guy.
Probably the only criminal in history that's got away with it, other than maybe the Zodiac Killer or something like that. Because they still haven't proved who that was. So
They may have got the Zodiac Killer. We just don't know.
And Jack the Ripper.
But they didn't.
Jack the Ripper.
They didn't get him. They didn't get. Yeah.
But
They
DB
didn't get
Cooper, you know, 1971.
Yeah, I mean, DB Cooper like really didn't hurt anybody. You
No.
know,
No.
it was
No, he
like
didn't.
I wouldn't call it a victimless crime necessarily, but it's as near victimless as possible. I mean, nobody was hurt, you know, physically.
And if you've ever done any research on DB Cooper, folks that don't know who DB Cooper was, he robbed an airplane, American Airlines, was it American Airlines, I think,
I think so.
in about 1971 and jumped out over Washington State, and it was colder than shit and windy and rainy, and jumped right out of the back of that airplane with a parachute and ain't been seen since. So they found some of his money back in the 80s. Darla Barber.
Yep.
DB. Yep.
That's hilarious.
Yep. I'm ADB.
You're ADD.
Hey, that too. But yeah, if you folks haven't done any research on DB Cooper, he was, you know, just and they think he was a mechanic, worked for the airlines. They think he was a mechanic for the airlines, didn't they? They thought he was a mechanic for the airlines or something, and he just wanted to stick.
Yes,
to
or definitely he was a pilot or had experience.
Yes,
obviously.
So, and he may have been, you know, straight out of Vietnam too. Who knows?
He misunderstood a parachute for a pair of shoes. All right, I got to roll. You guys have a good one. I mean, you can shut her down whenever you
We're
want.
gonna shut her down here in a couple minutes.
All right. Well, I'm hopping off. Thank you, Audie, for doing this. And everyone, I will be back tomorrow at 9 p.m. You can hang out with Audie for as long as you want.
I expect that royalty check in the mail next week too.
You know it, absolutely.
Checks in the mail.
All right. You and Kate have it from here. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you tomorrow. And you are in good hands with Audie. And
Call me
Kate.
tomorrow. Bye.
Goodbye.
Well, folks, that was Kristopher Bilbrey. He's a part-time podcaster here on this show. You can catch him most nights at 9 o'clock unless he's got something to do. And then maybe you won't catch him. Maybe you'll catch Brandon Rudd. Maybe I'll be on here. Maybe Niles Thornburg. We ain't seen him for a while. So Niles, get you a podcast shit set up. Get you a show set up, and let's see you on here sometime, bud. I do need to get with you. Come over and check some of your property out over there. Yeah, right, Stumblefoot. Yep, that's what I'm doing. I'm paying Stumblefoot to comment. But anyhow, look, I'm a Democrat, but I believe in gun rights. If you guys need a gun, and you're legally allowed to obtain a gun, buy a gun, go see Niles over in Winchester. He'll hook you up. He'll give you a real good price on it too. So, Brandon, I don't know what's going on with Brandon. We ain't heard from him for a while. So, Brandon, you're going to have to step up your game, buddy. You're getting them royalty checks too. So, step that game up. Remember, Tuesday, October 10th is the last day to register to vote. If you need help with it, give me a call. I can walk you through it on your phone. It takes about 2 minutes on your phone to fill out. You don't have to say if you're a Republican or a Democrat. You just fill it out, put your name, your driver's license information in there, click a few buttons here, answer a few questions there, and bam, you're registered. They'll send you a confirmation saying, yep, we accepted your registration. Guns and chickens. Guns and chickens. Yeah. Get registered. Very important that you get out and vote. We need more than 9 to 10% of the people out voting this time. gotta get some changes in hell. Just vote them all out and put new people in there in every community, except for Newcastle. Keep that mayor over there. That guy's a hell of a good guy over there in Newcastle. I think his last name, I don't even remember. But your current mayor's a hands-on mayor, really good guy. I've talked to him. He's a good mayor, so vote him back in. Hey, looky there.
What's up?
What's happening?
Oh, just getting ready to go to bed.
You need to get a show ready. That way, if Chris has another IB, irritated bowel syndrome. Oh, wait a minute. That's IBC.
Well, he's talking about voter registration. The Libertarian and Democrat tents are right next to each other because apparently we can get along.
Yeah.
They put the Republican tent down where everybody walks past them.
Right.
We're off on the side. But that being said, we are doing voter registration at the Democrat and Libertarian tents. Okay. So if you're at Mardi Gras and you need to get registered to vote, we can help you out. It just takes a couple seconds.
So what is Mardi Gras? A lot of people don't realize what's going on over there, I don't think, because I just heard about it a while ago.
It's fall festival in Winchester. They got the whole downtown area blocked off. There's all kinds of rides and food.
Did they get a noise ordinance from Linda and Ted?
Well, all the beautiful people are hanging out there.
Okay.
It's one of their, look at me. We did a great job. Reelect me so I continue to.
So is this last till Saturday night, Sunday morning?
Saturday night.
Okay.
Yep.
Downtown Winchester.
Definitely need to stop in at Who's Your Q Daddy. You need to get the brisket and nachos with jalapenos.
Well, if I'm not working Saturday and I can get over there Saturday evening, me and the wife might come over and check it out.
Come hang out at the tent.
Hang out at the tent, get people registered. I can hang out with a Libertarian. I don't have a problem with that.
No, we're together there.
Yep, that's good. Because that's the way we all should be. We should be there for the good of the city or town we live in, not the politics of it all. So,
yep.
But yeah, check out the Mardi Gras over in Winchester this weekend, folks. Go over and see Niles and Kate. They'd love to see you guys over there. I think
check out
what time's it run from? 5 to 10 or something?
It's 5 to 9 through the week. It's Friday. It's long till 10 or 11, and it's all day Saturday.
All day Saturday. So there you go. That's something to do this weekend. It's going to be cool out, cooler than what it has been. It's going to feel more like fall. So that'd be a great place to go hang out. Put your jacket on, and hell, they may even have some they got campfires going over the evening.
No campfires.
Not yet.
They got walleye. All kinds of foods tents. They got a guy that does walleye and fried green tomatoes. They got brick oven pizza.
Sounds like a pretty good little festival.
Oh, it is.
And I also want to give out a shout to another thing going on this weekend. Liberty Township Fire Department in Selma, Indiana. They're having their annual chili supper. I think they've been there about 40 years doing their chili supper.
When is that?
When is it? Saturday from 3 to 8.
Oh, of course.
Which conflicts with your party over there at the Mardi Gras.
I might have to work something out. You had me at chili.
Yeah. They've been doing about, I think, 35 to 40 years, something like that. They've had a chili supper, annual chili supper. So it's from 3 to 8 o'clock. Go check them out. It goes to a good cause.
Oh, yeah.
They've got an all-you-can-eat chili, or they've got a carry-out, too. Hell, I may even swing through there and get some chili and bring it to you. I got a lot going on Saturday, so I can't guarantee that I'll make it out there, but I'd like to try to make it to Winchester.
Okay.
So I think we're going to work till about 3 o'clock on Saturday. So it's going to really push me for time Saturday evening. So, but folks, get out and get registered to vote. Go see Niles over in Winchester. Hell, you may even run into what's his name, Josh, or maybe even the mayor or that other guy. What's that other guy's name?
Which
Jim?
No, the one Chris, the one that told on the mayor over there. Dipshit.
Put on the mayor.
Louis?
Louis may even be over there. Who knows? You may see all kinds of famous people from Winchester over there.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, you need to get a show going on again, Niles, and get people back into Meeks, maybe even over there. Yeah. Yeah. He'll be right there next to Niles.
I don't know. He tends to like walk away from me very quickly.
Yeah.
No. Whatever.
Yeah. Most of them people are cowards, Joey. They get back in the corner, they start peeing their pants. So.
That would probably be Bob. He's a nervous little fellow.
Yeah. You know what kind of underwear Bob wears?
Oh, God.
Depends.
Depends
on the day.
I don't know. He seems to be that kind of guy that would buy those new banana hammock underwear things that go.
That's too much information for me, Niles.
I'm just.
He's got to have someplace to put his gun, right?
Well, he keeps it in his pocket. He's got just a little bitty thing.
There's a great answer.
Just remember, this is my rifle and this is my gun. One is for pleasure and one is for fun. So,
yes,
remember
sir.
the difference,
One
guys.
is for fighting, one is for fun.
One is for pleasure and one is for fun. Well, they taught us. So,
well, you know, it works both ways.
This is
Either
for,
or.
let's see. This is for pleasure and this one's for fun. So that's why we was taught it. So okay, Niles, maybe Bob will sign my hot dog bun. That little wiener. He
Yes,
might.
Meeks does give them a lot of bad advice. A lot of their lawsuits
Yeah. Give
come
him a
around
ketchup
because
bottle.
of Meeks.
He could sign your hot dog bun with a ketchup bottle. That way you can still eat it. Yeah, he'd probably blow his leg off before he'd get it out and could shoot somebody. But anyhow. Okay, just visit Niles and Kate over there in Winchester on Saturday, Friday, or Thursday. We're supposed to get a little rain tomorrow, so I imagine, I don't know.
Hopefully very
changing
little.
it, so hopefully it don't rain much at all. Yeah, if it does in the morning, maybe. But okay. So yeah, we'll and they can also visit the gun shop over there tomorrow, couldn't they?
Oh yeah, 812 firearms to look at.
812.
Mm-hmm.
Is that all?
Yeah, we're a little thin right now.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Been a run on guns or something lately, ain't they?
Come by case of 9mm.
Yeah.
It's just like it's $256 something out the door for 1,000 rounds.
I've got a couple clips in for my 9, and I got one extra box. That's about all I need. If I can't hit them with that many, I'm gonna throw it at them and run like a bob.
If you got a high point, that's you do some.
I use them Hornaday. I've got a Taurus, but I use the Hornaday.
The hollow points.
Yeah.
You should check out the civil defense hollow points.
Are they pretty cool?
Oh, they are wicked. They mushroom and fragment.
Oh wow! Guaranteed to rip through somebody.
Yeah, they're not going to walk that off.
No. Indianapolis had a shooting a few months ago, and they've had a lot of police action shootings here recently. But they shot that guy that was sitting in his car, and this is what I don't understand: is they shot the car 36 times, hit him 6 times, but he's still alive. You understand that? I mean, Well, they use 40 cals, or they either use 40s or 45s, don't they?
A lot of police departments use 9 still.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, still, yeah. Six bullets in you.
Depends on where they hit you.
That guy's meant to do something in this world. You know, 6 shots.
The big guy upstairs
He's
not
telling
done
him,
with
say,
it.
hey, you're not going. We're not ready for you up here. You got something to do down there. So
It's crazy.
got any pre-1860 something? I'm sure he does. He's probably got some black powder and some musket balls over there.
Pre-1860. The only thing I have that old is an old Prussian rifle. It was the first bolt action rifle that used paper cartridges.
Oh, wow.
They were made pre-Civil War. The Prussians were the only ones that had bolt action rifles that actually used a cartridge round. And I think they said they could fire 15 rounds a minute.
Is that where Colt got his idea?
I don't know. It's a pretty simplistic rifle. I'm trying to remember the names on it. Stahl was a name that was on the barrel. And yeah, I have to look at it again. But you're looking for old stuff. We've got that. We got some old Marlins. We got a couple of Winchesters around early 1900s.
Look at me.
Yeah,
Oh, look at me.
I can't. That's all I can think of right now.
I got my Taurus. It was built. It's a Millennium or G2 or whatever they're called, G2Cs.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I need.
I have a a Marlin 1895 4570 made 1977. It's the pre-safety model.
I know a guy that's got a couple 3 World War II 1911s.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty nice guns, but he can never get rid of them.
I have a 1919. It's a Walther Model 7 made in 1919. I have a P38 made in 44. I can't think after that.
Yeah. You got quite a few. You got more than 1 or 2.
Oh, yes.
Probably got more than 10, but we don't care how many you got because we don't want nobody coming in your house trying to get them. I made a statement at the council meeting the other night that the city of Muncie had left their side-by-side underneath the canopy up underneath the old jail. And I had a woman get online and say, if somebody steals that, hold on Audie Barber because he's the one that said it. Wait a minute. If I seen it sitting out there, how many thousands of people have seen it sitting out there?
Yep.
That woman's crazy. So, all right. Well, I got to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning to go to work. So I think we're going to end this show tonight, and we've been on an hour and 43 minutes, and that's about an hour and 20 minutes more than what I thought I had to talk for tonight. So we just wing it. Just get on there and talk. So it's nice seeing you on here, Niles.
It is nice to see you again, Audie.
Get. I'll try to get out there this weekend. Hopefully I can get out there Saturday.
Okay.
So you guys have a good evening. Everybody have a good evening. Be sure you hit that like button, and Chris can do the credits and housekeeping tomorrow night because I don't know what all he wants me to say about housekeeping. Just clean the house and dust the furniture, I guess. That's the housekeeping I know to do. Take the trash out. Remember, Tuesdays are trash day, so take your trash out on Tuesday morning or Monday night. So, all right, folks, I'm going to get off here. You guys have a good night, and we'll see you soon. Kate, can you hit that exit music?